morning, Year 5. So we're going to do some long multiplication today. We've got 64 multiplied by 27. So I've set up my long multiplication with my tens, my ones headings. I've got 64 placed correctly and 27 placed correctly. I've just drawn one line for now because I've got 2 steps of working to do before we need our equals line. So the first thing we need to work on is multiplying this number at the top, 64, by the ones digit of 27. So I'm going to do 4 times by 7. Now I know that that is 28, so I put my 8 in the ones place and I carry over, so I exchange my 2 tens into that tens column. And we do it, imagine the equals line is here and you've done that little 2 underneath there. My next step is I'm going to multiply the 6, which we know is 60 because it's in the tens place, by the 7 1. So 6 times 7 I know is 42. Don't forget I've got to add this bit. So 42 tens, add 2 more tens is 44 tens. And I know that 44 tens is actually 440. So there's my placeholder, which will be under there. I put my 4 here. And I'm going to carry this hundreds, I'm going to carry that and exchange it into there. And I'm cross that one off because I know I've dealt with that one. Now we haven't got any hundreds numbers here to multiply by 7, so this extra 4 here we can just put up there, and I've crossed it off to say that I've used that one now. Now we're going to go on to multiplying 64 by the tens digit in 27. So we've dealt with the 7, we're dealing the tens digit. Because it's a tens digit, we know that all tens numbers have a placeholder in the ones column, so I need to put my placeholder in now. So I put my 0 placeholder there. Now I'm going to do 4 multiplied by 2, and I know that that's 8, so I'm going to place the 8 here. It's in the tens place because it's actually 4 multiplied by 20, which is 80. Now we multiply 6 by 2, and I know that to be 12. And as that's 6 tens, that's 60 multiplied by 2 tens, 20. The answer is actually 1,200, which is why I'm now going to have my 2 here, and I carry my 1 down there. There are no thousands to deal with, so we can just add that on there. And our final step for this is where we do our equals line, is we do our column addition to add both of these parts together to get the whole answer. So 8 add 0 is 8, 4 add 8 I know is 12, so I do my normal exchanging beneath the line. 4 add 2 is 6, don't forget this one down here, so that's 7, and then I've got 1. So my answer is 1,728. 1,728. Okay, I'll show you another example over the page. This time we've got a 3-digit number multiplied by a 2-digit number. It's exactly the same process. My place value headings, my first number, I'm going to multiply it by my second number. I'm only doing one part of the line because I don't need that whole equals line yet. So first we multiply everything on the top just by the 1. So 2 times 1, easy, 2. No exchanging needed. 3 times 1, 3. No exchanging needed. And 100 times 1 is 100. That's an easy step for that one. Now remember, as we're now going on to timesing by a tens number, we need to have that placeholder because all multiples of 10 have a 0 placeholder in the ones place. So there's a placeholder. Now going to multiply 2 ones by 5, which is actually 50 here. So 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 here and exchange my 1 over there because it's actually 2 times 50, which is 100. So I've got to place that 1 in the hundreds place. 3 times 5 is 15, and we've got 1 more to add on here, which is 16. So I put my 6, cross that off because we've dealt with it, and put my 1 down here. Now I'm in the hundreds. 1 times 5 is 5, and then I'm just going to add that extra 1 on, which makes 6. I'm going to add the 6 there. So I've got 6,600 for that part. Now we know that we need to add everything together. So 2 add 0 is 2, 3 add 0 is 3. 1 add 6 is 7. And then we've just got 6. So my answer is 6,732. And notice I'm still remembering to place my commas in the correct place to break up the thousands and the hundreds. One more example to go. So I'm going to put hundreds, tens and ones. And I've got 206. I'm going to multiply that by 39. Remember to just do your one line first. So we know we're going to ignore this digit for now. We're just multiplying everything by that ones digit there. 6 times 4. Hopefully you know your tables and you know that's 54. So 4 ones. That means I've got to exchange 5 tens below the line. It doesn't matter what digit you put down here. It can be any number of tens. So it's 5 on this example. Then I'm doing 0 tens by 9. 0 times 9 is 0. But I've got to add that 5 on. So I put my 5 there. Now I go on to doing 2 times 9, which is 18. So I put my 8, exchange my 1 down there. There's nothing further to do here, so we just pop the 1 up there. And have you remembered that we need that placeholder? Because we're now going to multiply by a tens digit, so we need a placeholder in the zeros place. Okay, we're ignoring that digit now. So now I'm doing 6 times 3, and I know that's 18. So I put my 8 and exchange my 1 down here. Now I'm doing 0 times 3, which we know is 0, but I've got that 1 to add on. So I know I'm going to put 1 in there. Now I'm doing 2 times 3, and that's an easy one, that's just 6. So we put 6 there, and nothing further needs to be exchanged. Final step, we do our equal sign at the end, and we do our column addition to add the 2 parts. So 4 add 0 is 4, 5 add 8 is 13, so that's when we need to do some more exchanging. 8 add 1 is 9, but I've got an extra 1 down here, which makes 10, so I'll put my 0 and exchange again. And 1 add 6 is 7, and add another 1 is 8. So my answer is 8,034. I hope that's helpful for you, and have a go yourselves now. See you soon, bye!